Prepare to lust, because here's Nutnfancy's review of the Rat Cutlery RC-4 medium-sized combat survival knife. And man, is this a gorgeous blade. Look at that. I'll tell you, I just have an affinity for things in desert colors. I don't know why. Coyote brown, desert tan. And this knife is just beautiful. You got to see it in person to appreciate the finish that Rat put on this blade. It is outstanding, and it is flawless. It'd be a shame to take this out and thump on it. Honestly, it's going to be hard to do. And thank you to Rat Cutlery, by the way. The reason I have these blades is because Jeff Randall sent them to me. So you, the Nutnfancy viewers, can check it out. And yeah, I did so with the understanding, hey dude, I'm going to review your knives. Might be good, might be bad. That's just the way the Nutnfancy thing goes. Are you cool with that? And he's like, yeah, I'm cool with that. Take your best shot. So, good job, Jeff Randall. Anyways, the RC-4, man, that's a good-looking blade. I mean, when I first got this, I just sat and oodled over it for like an hour. It's just cool. It's a beautiful blade. Awesome. A lot of things to talk about. I'm going to go down my new talking points, fixed blades by Nutnfancy, all this crap, and I'll still forget stuff. I apologize. I'll do my best. Hey, before we get started, let's check out that hot babe on his website one more time. Dude, she is smoking. Please keep your comments civil. I like this to be a G-rated show, by the way. Anyways, enough. Sorry, I just had to check her out one more time. You can see her on the website, at least now as of October 2008. Sorry, I'm clipping this back in. October 2008, that was her current model. Probably will change over time. Anyways, if you like her, email Rat Cutlery and tell her. Or tell them that, hey, we dig your model. We want to see more of her. So, right on. Good job with that. That's excellent marketing. Excellent. By the way, like I said in my RC3 review, what is also excellent is their pictures of them hacking an alligator apart with their knives. Outstanding. I love to see knives in use. That's just super cool. Alright, I've been blabbering enough. Philosophy of use. How do I envision the RC-4? And this again is a Nutnfancy data point. That's all it is. I'm not the end-all expert on knives. There's a lot of people that know a lot about knives. But I will share my takes for what it's worth. I have a fair amount of experience. And that's all it is, just a data point. POU for this knife I envision to be a small survival knife and a fixed blade tactical. What does tactical mean? That means it's a defensive knife that we can use it to defend our lives with. So I think it would function quite adequately in those roles. However, it is a smaller blade, therefore it will have limitations of a smaller blade, which I've talked to a lot. And the same criticisms can be leveled against the RC-4. It's a smaller blade. But it is a versatile knife that can pretty much function in any role you want it to. How about a camp knife? You bet. How about a food preparation knife? A little bit thick for that, for ideal cutting and slicing. I don't think it would excel at that, but yeah, it could be pressed into service. So, versatile blade. How's the quality on this knife? Well, if you haven't figured it out already, it's pretty darn high. I mean, just look at the fit and finish on the RC-4. You don't see any flaws in it. And this will get to my last talking point, or near last, and that's two kinds of cool. I'll tell you what that means here in a bit. It's flawless. The quality is superb. Now, I don't think Ontario had a collaboration to produce an RC-4. I could be wrong on that. So there's nothing really Ontario-wise compared against. But I will tell you right now, the fit and finish on the RC-4 is superb. Along with the Kydex, how you doing, not plastic sheath. So 10 out of 10 on the quality. Enough said. Weight, balance, and feel. Here comes a criticism. I think it's too thick. But that's just me. I think Randall's, what they're trying to do is make this a small survival knife. And let me give a caveat to my criticism on the thickness. And what am I talking about on the thickness? Well, it's about 2/10 of an inch thick. Let's bring on the calipers here. 0.19. We'll call it 2/10 of an inch thick. That's a pretty thick blade. For how long is it? I think it's just under 4.5 inches. It's kind of a misnomer. It's not a 4-inch blade. It's longer than that. It's about 4.5. Just, yeah, 4.5 inches right there. You see it. That's a thick blade. Now, back to their philosophy, and I could be wrong on this, Jeff, but I think they want it to be able to split wood well and be tough and to be able to smack it around in the bush without it busting. Now, with that given task in mind, I would say the thickness is actually adequate. It gets back to POU. What's the POU? If the POU is I want a fixed blade tactical knife primarily for defense, I think it's too thick for that. Again, your mileage may vary. So, getting to the weight issue, let's get Mr. Scale out here. 7.6 ounces for the blade. Not outlandish, but you know I'm a big fan of lightweight blades. Always will be, generally speaking. What do I mean by generally? Because sometimes I like a heavy blade, just depending on what my POU is, what I'm intending to do with the knife. Just depends. But on the good side, that thickness and how you doing that beautiful full flat grinding will split wood very well. He's got plenty of pictures, real pictures on his website proving as much. Yeah, it's a short blade. It'll have limitations in its splitting capabilities. But take it from me, it will split wood quite well. So that's a minor hit, really. And if you're planning on wanting a survival purpose with it, that extra weight, due to the thickness of the blade, a 2/10 slab of 1095 steel basically is what we're looking at, then you're going to dig it. The balance is perfect. Feels fast in hand, feels good. Like I said in my RC3 video, the handle is perfection. I just love micarta, and especially when it's done right. What do I mean by that? Well, getting back to the RC3, that was kind of slick-sided. I didn't like it. And I said that as much in my review of this knife. Slick. If you're going to do micarta, give us a checkering or some type of texturing on it and check that out. That's exactly what the RC4 and the RC3, all of them have it as far as I know. Nice job. See how the corners are radiused? Beautiful. That makes it smooth and comfortable in hand with good traction in hand. Okay, the feel is great. Blade design in steel. It's a 1095 steel blade. Said enough about that. Do I really need to talk about it here? It's a tough, durable, non-stainless steel. Keep some break-free CLP on it and you won't have problems. Whatever your lubrication is. CLP, rim oil, vegetable oil. Don't care. It'll prevent your blade from getting ugly. Forgot to mention it's got that really nice jimping on it. I did mention it on the Rat 3 video, but I didn't hear, or on the RC3 video. Great jimping on that. Finger choil area so you can choke up on it. Excellent design. Gives you great control over that blade. Deep finger groove here that would prevent forward egress on a thrust attack. And yeah, you could do a nice thrust attack with this. It's a drop point blade, no doubt, like I said in the RC3 video, but this thing would be deadly. It's just a versatile blade shape. You probably figured out by now I'm a big fan of Bowie blades and also full flat ground drop point blades like this. Basically rat design blades. I mean, I've spoken very highly of the RTAC II, the Rat 7. I love those knives. They're basically variations on the same theme, the one you're looking at. Just a very useful and deadly blade should the need arise. Just love it. 1095 steel, you betcha. Yeah, I'd like to see an S30V, maybe 154 CM, especially since he intends this to be a jungle knife. I personally think 1095 steel is a very high maintenance steel in a high humidity environment. You got to take care of it. And no, it's not just discoloration. You can lose your edge in a high humidity environment due to the humidity. That super razor sharp edge that you would put on your knife would go bye-bye. Let's talk about the edge. As it comes out of the box, the RC-4 is actually pretty darn sharp, shaving sharp. Would Nutnfancy still do my patented relief grinding on it? Yes, I would. I still think a very thick blade like this needs to have its relief edge backed up to be even more razor sharp, just like this Rat 3 that I had done. No, I didn't do it. I'm not skilled enough for that. But the edge as it comes out of the box, trust me guys, you'll be happy with it. Blade design in steel, just excellent all the way around. I really don't have much to say except the thickness criticism. For a tactical use knife, that's going to make it a little bit heavier. There's lighter weight fixed blades out there that have more reach for tactical capability, i.e. self-defense capability, And that's where I'm going to lay that criticism at. In a tactical role, I would like a thinner knife. There's a lot of other options. However, for an all-around, possibly survival knife, that thickness could be useful. I'm sorry if I'm repeating that, but I don't want there to be any mistake in what I'm saying, and there often is some misinterpretations. Handle and guard. Talked about the guard already. Talked about the handle. It's excellent. By the way, they have lengthened it a little bit. Well, I don't know about the other RC-4s, but compared to the old Rat 3 by Ontario, there's enough length here. My hands tend towards a larger size. Told you that several times. But that tang sticks out, and again, we could use that as an impact device in a non-lethal fashion should we need to. Handle could go reverse grip as well. Very nice. Switches easily. Why? Because that nice texturing on the micarta handle. Awesome. And isn't that a good looking micarta, that tan? Dude, seriously. I want to buy this knife. It's so awesome. Handle and guard, you bet. They're adequate. Do I need a thumb ramp here? No, not with this design. I got jimping here. I got a index choil here if I need to. So I think it would ruin a design if I had a thumb ramp here and make it bulkier. Let's talk a little bit about the sheath. That is a Kydex sheath, and it does come, this particular version that Jeff sent me, it does come with some Kydex, some MOLLE attachments. Nice screws, nice package, great instructions showing you exactly how to attach it. And you know what? I absolutely love the sheath. I can say nothing bad about this sheath on the RC-4. It freaking rocks. Did you hear that lock-in? Listen. Questions? That's how a sheath is made. That is how a sheath is made. Now, I know that he has some other options with a MOLLE. That's an RC-3 you're looking at there, previously reviewed, and it's excellent. I like that. By the way, I'm sorry, guys, I forgot to mention, you can take this plastic portion off and put on the clip on it, and it would function just like the old Ontario version did. I like that, by the way. I think it's a great option. But enough said on that. It's a good sheath option, but truth be told, I like this Kydex sheath even better. It is solid, won't retain water. They had a drain hole in the end of it. It's got the MOLLE attachments. It makes it basically attachable, quick detachable, and attachable to anything you want it to be. Your belt, a backpack, your MOLLE, your LBE loadout gear, troops. I mean, this is how you do a sheath. I just love it. It's minimal as can be. It's tough, rugged, resistant. I can't say enough good about it. Perfect sheath on the RC-4. Seriously, this is how every sheath should be made. And if you look at my other videos, that's exactly what I've said in other videos. Make a Kydex or plastic. I'm not a snob when it comes to material used. I do prefer Kydex, though. But as long as it's synthetic like this, rock on. Competitive options, well, heck, I don't really have time to bring out some other knives that would be along the lines and price range of the RC-4. But there are some. But you got to ask yourself, will they provide the strength that the RC-4 will? And I will tell you, this RC-4, I haven't gone out and tested it and thumped it and broken it and chopped it through masonry, nor will I. I just won't do that. There's probably other dudes that will do it. It's interesting to watch that, but I don't think it's a realistic test of how a knife would be used in the woods. But I think the RC-4 would be extremely tough. And I think there would be hard-pressed to find a 4.5-inch blade that would match the toughness and strength of this 1095 RC-4 at the price point. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. So competitive options, you know what? I really don't have time to cover it. I'll do a better job next time. Two kinds of cool. What do I mean by that? First kind of cool is practicality. Does it serve in its function, intended function? Second kind of cool is intrinsic enjoyment. Does it turn you on? Let's just talk about the first one. Does it or will it perform and is it in its intended function? Can't speak, sorry. Yeah, I can pretty much guarantee that. No, and I don't have to really take it out and test it. I've tested enough blades to look and hold this knife and say, yeah, this thing will split wood like crazy. Granted, it's a 4.5-inch blade, but it'll split wood. It's going to chop, cut, stab effectively. I pretty much already talked to the second kind of cool, intrinsic enjoyment. I've been drooling over this thing ever since I got it. And I have a lot of blades. A lot of blades. You guys know that. So I have a lot to compare it to. The RC-4 is definitely two kinds of cool. It's maxed both out. Finally, price. Well, here's a criticism. It is listed for $161 currently, October 2008, on the Rat Cutlery website. I think that's an overpriced retail price for a 1095 blade. Way overpriced. I criticize other makers for that, Tops Knives, for overpricing their 1095 blades. I would be remiss if I didn't say so on the retail price on ratcutlery.com. However, that's retail price. What do I find this knife for, realistically speaking? Well, let's go over to yourcornerstore.com. Again, the website may change as years go by, and here's that knife. 101. Now we're talking. That's street price, and that's reasonable. And that is darn near identical to the knife, if not identical to the one I'm showing you. $101. Yeah, they only got 2 in stock. Or 5, I'm sorry. That's a reasonable price for the kind of knife we're talking about. Sorry, I got to clip back in. And yes, I'm almost done. So, $100 for this. A little bit on the high side for a 1095 blade, truth be told. And therefore, I cannot classify it as a high-value knife. Sorry, just can't. If I got it for $60, then we're talking. Now we're in a high-value category. Tons of performance for $60, you betcha. But for $100, $105, very, very doable. So, in summary, RC-4, yeah, I dig it. It rocks. It'll do everything in the POU that I said it will, I think. Great quality, weight, balance, good steel with heat treatment. I would change the grind on it just slightly to make it even more sharp. What an awesome sheath. What an awesome quality of a knife this is. Can't speak again. That this is. That's my review on the RC-4. Thanks, guys. Nutnfancy signing off. Till next time, we'll see you shortly.